Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a podcast brought to you by Civic Voice, Inuka Kenya Nisisi and the Elephant, about a national descent now known as the Gen Z Revolution.
To her friends, she's simply known as Sophie, but in the heat of the streets, she's commanding a movement. She's challenging the status quo. They call her Madam SG. Now, Sophie, what was the defining moment that convinced you the street energy must be channeled into an elective seat?
Well, personally, I believe that if you choose the street path, you will forever be an SG.
Wow.
But the only way to provide solutions to the problems that we are facing is to vie so that you are on the decision-making table. I don't want to be an activist. In fact, I don't like that word.
You don't like it?
I don't
because
like because I relate activism to noise making.
Yeah, Sophie, these conversations needs a sit down. So I think we'll just go in there to Kai Chini and listen to you.
Sure.
So, before even we get deeper into our conversation today, I'd love you to tell us briefly about the revolutionary Gen Z movement. What is it about? What is this thing? Yeah.
I could go on and on about it, but to start off, I am the current Secretary General of the Revolutionary Gen Z Movement. And in a nutshell, we are an intergenerational. I have used that word on purpose because people assume that when we say Gen Z, it's just young people. No, we're an intergenerational but youth-led movement that is focused on seeing a better country, better service delivery to the people, and basically just Article 43 is what we want to bring closer to the people. So how then are we planning to do that? Okay. Of course, it's youthful mobilization, political organizing in the grassroots, and also coming together as aspirants so that now we have a common goal towards working together to form a better government. Like, in all honesty, we are a political organizing movement that is working towards basically just implementing the constitution in our leadership. So we want to be MCAs, MPs, governors, women reps, senators, hell, even the president.
So to be a member of the movement, you have to be...
Not particularly. Okay. You don't particularly have to be an aspiring political leader. You can also contribute to the movement in different ways. You don't want to be an aspirant, but you can help us with your skill set. Let's say you're an IT specialist, you're a content creator, you're a finance person, you're a data analyst. You can help us with all that to just make this a success. In reality, with time and as we gather our resources, we will transform into a political party. But see, the WRPP is not registering young people's parties now, so we will work with what we have now, but the main aim is political organizing.
And what are the core values governing the movement that are transcending beyond what we are used to and that are challenging, the current state of the nation?
Number one is, of course, integrity. Number two is discipline and professionalism. And here we show it by the way we wear. We have a regalia, a uniform that is an overall and a beret. So with that, we're just showing the public that, hey, we're a disciplined lot of people, that we have a form of respect towards this uniform and what we do. We're also geared towards being transparent and accountable. So even with the way we are working around our fundraising model, we are open to having reports shared to the public with how our money is being used and will be put into work. But basically, it's just to have love. Because you cannot be a good leader if you don't have love inside your heart.
Sure.
So we are also centering ourselves about love, care and concern, and basically value-based leadership.
Interesting. And kwa ground, what are the youth saying?
Wanataka niseme
What is
hiyo
the
jina
mood?
hapa.
No, like mood generally. What is the mood of the young people?
You see,
currently?
in the last month, from 25th of September to 20th of October, we did something as RGM we call the Long Walk for Justice. So we walked literally from Homa Bay to Nairobi in 25 days. Yes. Like literal walking. We were just stopping at night to find somewhere to sleep, and the next day you wake up and you walk for more kilometers and more towards Nairobi. So Homa Bay to Nairobi is like 300 kilometers, but we passed through Mount Kenya deliberately to make it 700 kilometers.
Hey, okay.
What were we doing?
Okay.
We were going down to understand the general mood of the public with regards to how the country is run. And what we have observed is people are genuinely tired of the old style of politics that is being done in Kenya. Tribalism, division upon class lines, division upon age, for example. People are hungry for change. People are hungry for new direction. People are hungry for youthful leadership. Believe it or not, people are hungry for young people to take up political positions. We've also noted that people are still a bit skeptical about the electoral process because people believe that elections are already rigged even before elections. So people are like, what's the point of me coming out to vote? And these people already know who will be chosen. So the general mood on the ground is people just want change. The health systems are not working. The education system is not working. There is serious poor infrastructure in the rural areas that serve our food systems here in the urban areas. There is a serious lack of focus, especially towards rural areas. So you're wondering, what is the point of devolved governance if the service of the government is not getting down to the people down there? So I'm seeing a population that wants to now focus on who am I choosing as my MCA, who am I choosing as my MP, because they've realized, hiya, if I just vote on party lines, my MP goes into parliament, sells me out, and that's how no development gets to my area. So people are just hungry, most especially for youthful change. And of course, the one-term narrative is spreading like wildfire. That's for sure.
Now, in the face of threats, pushbacks, and currently, how have you been able, as a movement now, to expand and defend the civic space, especially among the young people?
For one, we have been trying to consolidate numbers because if you have the numbers, then you're stronger as compared to when you're just 10, 15 people. So number one, what we are doing is grassroots mobilization, like penetrating into the rural areas, because we are open to the fact that a revolution can happen, but we are also open to changing this country the constitutional way. So if you're going the constitutional way, it means it's a ballot revolution. So you need people on the ground, first of all, who will ensure people actually vote. Who will ensure if we have foreigners voting, the people in the ground can be able to spot, hey, where's Siwa Uku? You can't vote. A third thing would be to guard our votes, because all we do is wake up to vote and then we go home. We don't consider what happens to those votes after the electoral process has closed, after the voting has closed. So we need the numbers on the ground for people, in fact, to guard those votes, to ensure that we have as many people in the county assemblies and in the parliament. Number two would be to align ourselves with people in the civic space who are also championing for the same things that we are, and also have better networks than we have. For example, right now we have Bob Njagi and Nicholas Oyo, who are held in Uganda, and we don't know where they are. So you see, if we do not have, number one, the media, if we don't have the civic spaces working in conjunction with us, we're not able to push out the message and say, hey, free these guys, hey, we need justice for them, you see. So you have to align yourself with good people who you have the same vision. The third thing would be to ensure that we are well read, like we're not We're operating from,
heads.
exactly. We're operating from a point of facts. So even when it comes to, and that is important when it comes to countering the narrative of the government, the propaganda. For example, right now we are seeing the computer cybercrimes and computer misuse bill. It has been published, right? So you see government bloggers are coming out to say, oh yeah, you guys, this law was passed in Uhuru's time, so stop. But if you haven't read, you won't notice, hey, these people are amending this law. So there are specific clauses they're putting in right now. For example, if you're arrested, you can't tell someone you're arrested. And if you tell someone you're arrested, that one warrants you 5 years of imprisonment. Like, that is not something that is there in the law. But if you're not well read, you won't be able to counter that propaganda, you see. So we're also trying to educate ourselves on current trends as well as political matters. And also we are also trying to go with the digital age, because right now you're seeing revolutions and radical change in countries is being brought about by social media. TikTok, X, it's contributing to a big deal, especially in radicalizing the young people. So we also have to put ourselves in that space, learn as much as we can about the digital space and how it can help us in advocating even for social justice. So we are really trying to, and also most importantly, discipline. Because if we do not foster discipline right now when we are outside of government, how then will we be disciplined leaders when we go in there? So we are just working to create these values and inculcate them. Even as we're developing our ideology and our philosophies, we're working towards now spreading it to our members. Yeah.
Now, you see, in the last Mandamano, there are people who were arrested because of what they were posting. You know, like you could be threatened. Have you guys thought of how now to think of another way to do your civic education in a way that you won't cross, you won't cross lines where you'll get yourself into trouble and rub shoulders with these officials, government officials?
Well, of course, right now, you know, the way this government is trying to curtail all our freedoms, we are a bit limited in terms of how creative we can be and how much we can think outside the box. But one thing I've realized is they can't beat is you actually stepping qua ground. Okay, qua your comfort space of tweeting and TikTok and actually going to the ground to meet the people, because he can't be everywhere. The government cannot be everywhere.
Yeah, sure.
We did 25 days of the long walk for justice. Tulishikwa tu once. Na hiyo kushikwa, it was not because we were walking, it's because my people walked into a church and they asked if they could get some help, and the priest felt threatened because of our attire, so he called the police on us.
Really?
But other than that, the 25 days that we walked, we were able to engage. I can tell you, every single town we went, we engaged more than 30 people organically. Like, we were stopping somewhere and they just gather around us and we have conversations. So that is one way that we're thinking outside the box for actually going to the ground. But then you see, you can't, we are in a digital era. You cannot avoid the digital space. But you see, there's another thing we have realized. Social justice centers are in the communities. People actually go to the social justice centers to engage and to learn. So we are also plugging into those spaces where now we are working together. Hey, I'm an aspirant in Thika. Maybe Thika doesn't have a social justice center. How do I open a social justice center in Thika? Let's say, for example, Madare, Mlango, Kayole, Githurai, they have social justice centers. So our aspirants or our members can go to those social justice centers and engage with the people in the community and even learn what are the things that are disturbing the people within these communities. So social justice centers are also providing spaces where we can engage with the public outside of social media. Social justice centers also have a way of using art to spread the message of the revolution. You know, it is said that the work of the artist is to make the revolution irresistible. So you see, they're using art, they're using theater, they're using spoken word, they're using rap, they're using songs to pass the message of revolution. So if we actually plug into these things, then it limits the possibility of us being arrested. But clearly, it is something that we will not avoid. Seeing now the law that they have passed, it will
Yeah.
be unavoidable. So just it's you making peace with the fact that, hey, this is the line of life I have chosen. So
I
it's
have to
our
be
homeland
creative.
or death.
Yeah, sure.
You like, for as a human rights defender right now in Kenya, you have made peace with the fact that death is one step away from
You can
you.
just go.
Yeah, I can step out of here, I'm abducted. I can step out of Apale Mandamano, I'm shot.
Yeah.
I can, you see, I can be in my mother's house simply watching television, I'm shot and I'm dead. So as young people, it is sad, but we have reached a point where you're making peace with your death even before you live your dreams, which is very sad.
It's very sad.
Yeah.
It's very sad, but that's why like we're having you people going to those spaces to at least speak for
and
us.
see, even after the last Mandamano, the one thing that has stuck with me in my head is the mom for that 12-year-old child. She said, my daughter will forever be 12. She died 12 years. My daughter will always be 12. To me, my daughter will forever be 12. So I'm thinking, wow, we have gotten, we've stooped so low, we're losing 12-year-olds to gunshot wounds. Do you understand what I'm saying? Death is, you're not safe anywhere, inside your house or outside your house. So you better just join us. There's no way of escaping.
By the time we're getting out of here, I'll have been convinced. But what are some of the civic risks you face just politically in safeguarding your integrity and the revolutionary spirit of the movement?
Wow.
Yeah.
My material conditions.
Okay.
Let's start there.
Okay.
Because other than the fact that I'm a revolutionary, I need to eat, right? I need to pay school fees for my child. I need to pay house rent. I want to live a good life like other people. I want to buy a car. I want to live in a good house.
Yeah.
So if you come to me and you tell me, hey, you're talking too much, take this 10 million and keep quiet. It's tempting. It's an enticing offer.
I know it's
because
tempting.
I still sit down and I think, hey, I have a child to take care of. I want to go back to school maybe. I want to live a good life. It's easy. It's a tempting thing.
Yeah. At the high rate of unemployment?
It's tempting.
It's very tempting.
That's one like part that I have to sit in my alone space and even within the people that I relate with, and we have that conversation constantly. Like, let us not allow our poverty and our material conditions to be weaponized against us, such that you're willing to betray the cause for you to shine and be on and live a good life. But then also the way we are structuring our movement right now is we're structuring it to outlive any of us. So that even if they come and take me and I fall into the trap, it's continuing because we don't have, even if I'm the Secretary General, I'm not the final say in the movement. We have a horizontal sort of leadership where decisions are made by a committee. So me, kama Sophie, I'm one vote. So if I'm outnumbered by the number of votes in the conversation, nati tu. So that breaks the point of me nikikuja nichukuliwe. These people will still continue.
Like, see wewe umeshikilia, si uti wa mgongo.
It's not me who is life and death of the movement. There's also, of course, seeing what is happening to other human rights defenders. Like, Bob was abducted before here in Kenya. Bob is missing now for close to 1 month. The last time he was abducted was close to 1 month as well. So you're just thinking, hey, this guy, his mental state, what's happening to him? So if I put myself in his shoes, I'm wondering, why? Is this a path I really want to continue with? Is this what I want to make my family go through? Because you're saying their family, it's really painful. So I'm asking myself, okay, is this
am
like,
I
what
ready
am I
for
doing?
this?
Am I crazy? Like, even the feeling that you give your own family being in this space is actually crazy. But in terms of like, generally, even if you look back to other people who, like Thomas Sankara, like Patrice Lumumba, like Kwame Nkrumah, like Gaddafi, anybody who has a big dream, one way or another, you have to make peace with the fact that you can just be taken away. But then if your ideologies and your philosophies, they're big, they outlive you. For example, let's just talk even about Burkina Faso. Thomas Sankara started that dream that, hey, Burkina Faso can be free of white people influence. Look, someone else rose up as young as Thomas was during his time of death, because Thomas died, maybe he was like, I think 33. And now Burkina Faso is being led by a president who's 36.
Yeah.
So your beliefs, one way or another, will outlive you. So it doesn't matter the risk. For us, it's what is the greater good that we are going to achieve, not focusing on the risk. It's a daily thought. It hangs over our heads. But we're thinking, hey, what part will we have contributed if we just sit back and watch? What of Gen Alpha? What will become of them? Ebu, just imagine, I'm just asking you in all honesty, imagine you walk around Nairobi, you see so many young people out of school. So many young children are not going to school. So, and it's only because their parents can't afford to pay their school fees. So Ebu, imagine in the next 5 years, for example, if this continues, how many young people will be out of school?
So many.
Because the government has decided to prioritize empowerment, to prioritize travel, to prioritize drama and PR over service delivery. How many children will be out of school? So if you don't do something about it, how sure are you the child out of school won't be your child? So for us, it's risk vis-a-vis the reward. I think the risk is worth the reward.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Now, the widespread frustration with poor governance, it presents an opportunity, of course, yeah? How does the current climate enable the Gen Z movement to establish a credible and lasting civic voice in the country?
You know, it's hard because, I'll be honest, Kenyans are not ready for a new style of politics. Kenyans are still focused on, I'll come and sit here and listen to you. Okay, so I want to be the MC of Thika.
Yeah.
Let me give you a practical example. I had a meeting with, I told someone who's my close friend, he was like, hey, nilikuona kwa TV, nikaona nika uko serious, nitakusaidia kumobilize. So he called for me like 20 people in a group, and we sat down and had a conversation for 2 hours. Do you know, after the 2 hours, first of all, nimewabaia chai, na samosa na sausage, 20 people. They were not going.
After you were done?
Yeah. Unajua wanangoja nini?
Something, kitu kidogo.
Dare you give them 200 shillings. Na hapo umeita mtu wa boda. So anakuambia 200 shillings and I've listened to you for 2 hours. Hiyo 200 bob yako unadhani ningeitengeneza na dakika ngapi ningekuwa job? So Kenyans are still not ready for accepting that I'm a young person, I want to venture into politics, but I don't have money to dish out. So unfortunately, we are disadvantaged because Kenyans are not ready for politics that is not attached to money. So there we are.
Gosh.
It's a serious struggle.
It's so sad.
However, the current poor governance is posing an opportunity to us. Why? Because the way we are doing our politics as RGM and how the approach that we have is issue-based politics. Like, mimi nataka kwa MCA in Thika, right? So right now in Thika, for example, Thika Road, there is very poor lighting of the superhighway. You find the infrastructure of lighting is there, the Mulikamuzi is there, but it's not coming on. So that's an issue in my area.
And it's affecting everyone.
It's affecting everybody. So if I can figure out a way to solve this issue before I become the MCA, I find a way to agitate so much on behalf of my people that that light is brought back on. And those street lights within that superhighway is brought back on. It's easier for people to trust me with the position of leadership. There's the issue of drainage. Drainage zetu kwanza zimemea vitu mpaka hapa juu. If I can find a way to get people in my community to support me, first of all, tushikane na mayouth wengine tusafishe hiyo area. Kungare, mayouth wapate kitu kidogo, wapate something to do, and the area is clean. It's easy for people to trust me. So that's our approach at the moment, that we are establishing the problems that Kenyans are going through, not only highlighting them, but striving to provide a solution without exactly being in that position of power. So that now people will look at you and like, kai, kale kasichana akajatupea pesa lakini
kanafanya kazi.
Kama kasichana, ile taa ingewaka. Sophie for MCA.
Wow.
That's how utapata very many of us tutachaguliwa bila kupeana pesa. So the poor governance is actually offering us an opportunity in the way that we are finding problems to solve. That way we are winning the trust of the public. That way we will gain their votes. Unapata mtu unamwambia mimi nataka anakuambia si kwani amke kuvote lakini juu yako
lazima uingie kwa ofisi.
Exactly. So it's challenging. Let me be very honest with you. Doing politics right now is challenging. The other thing, hatuna party. The parties that are existent, yes, you can join. But you see, they already have a working formula of the way they do things within their political parties. So, huku umetoka RGM na ideology zako za RGM, unataka kukuja kuchange ODM from within. Unataka kukuja kuchange DCP from within. Sorry, my friend. You will enter there and you will be swallowed.
Who are you?
Who exactly do you think you are?
Who are you?
Come here, sit back and let's teach you. You don't know. We've been in this game for 20 years. You're just starting. How old are you again?
You're what? You're under 30?
That's the exact age of this party. So sit down, relax. Learn. Let's teach you. You see, so if we can get like a a new party, a youthful machine that we can join and help create the ideology together, that will help us. Because you see, it's naive of us to assume that we will do politics without coalitions. Kenyan politics thrives on coalition. So even when the time comes for us to join a particular side of the coalition, what will we go with? RGM, Nasi Party. Apana, we have to find a vehicle or vehicles that allows us, even when we are on the table, you're bargaining from a point of, hey, I have a party. I have members. For you to have a party in Kenya, you need 24,000 members all over the country. I have 24,000 people behind me. So I'm seated here as an authority on this table, and I can bargain and I can negotiate for my generation. So hapo kwa party, we're still, well, it's still early, but if we can get a vehicle that actually prioritizes young people.
Do you think this vehicle is coming?
It's coming.
It's coming.
It's coming. It's coming. The one thing about Kenyan politics is 1 month is a very long time. So we are literally, let's say 1.5 years to the next general election. So there are people in Kenya who have money to register political parties. The parties will come.
Okay, wish you all the best.
Thank you.
Now, once in office, what is the first practical policy you will push to create an economically resilient base that supports civic engagement?
That question has two parts. Economic, that supports civic engagement. Today, I was reading about something called CIDP, county, something, I've forgotten the name for the CIDP, but it's about holding barazas and town halls with your people to develop the plans that, like, for example, you see when Kivuta Kibwana was the governor, he used to have this particular way of doing things where he would come up with a budget for a project, and then he calls the leaders of the communities, Nyumba Kumi, and they sit down and they analyze the budget. They're like, is this a priority? Is this a priority? Is this a priority to the community right now? Yes or no? How can we reduce this budget? Is it too much like that? So if, for me, number one priority would be to ensure that my ward, first of all, has a ward administrator in every sub-location, kuna ward administrator. Then through the ward administrator's office, I can connect to the people in my community where we decide we have a problem with drainage, we have a problem with lighting, we have a problem, we don't have a market. Let's say we don't have a public toilet, we don't have a school. So what are our priorities? Because I have understood that my role as the MCA is not to build roads and it's not to build hospitals. My work is to lobby for those things to be built. So first of all is to ensure we discuss with my constituents, hey, what is a priority for us? They say, okay, we want our level 2 hospital to be upgraded to, let's say, a level 4, and we want lighting, and we want the drainage system sorted. So those are the 3 things that we want. So even when I'm going to the county assembly, I know what I'm pushing the governor to give to my people, first of all. Economically, if I can push my ward to work at least 20 hours a day, not 24, at least 20, because currently, if you come to my ward right now, my ward has three areas. There's one area called Ngoingwa. There's another one that encompasses the Thika Town itself. And there is a place called Kiandutu. So in Kiandutu is the one that has been fostered to be sort of like a 24-hour economy. You see, it's a slum area, but it's very busy. Like a lot of Thika Township wards money comes from Kiandutu. So the previous governors have really pushed money towards that area. So ukienda hata wisema ni slum, iko na tarmac roads, iko na cabro, iko na drainage, iko na lighting. So it works almost 24 hours. Thika Town, of course it's a town, so it works. But in Ngoingwa by 8, ukifika 9, there's no shop. Everybody has gone home because it's poorly lit. So insecurity is very high. So people tend to gravitate towards going home early because
to avoid such
insecurity. So if I can push that area of my ward to at least be a 20-hour economy, I'll have 20, 24, 24. So the amount of money that will generally be coming out of my ward, even if I go to the governor to lobby and tell him, hey, out of the overall money being collected in Kiambu County, Thika Township ward is giving you a quarter or an eighth of this amount of money. I demand for this and these projects to be done in my area. You see, I have something that I can negotiate with. So for me, number one would be to push my area to be. And then I was thinking about it this morning as I was going to work, and I was realizing my community, the area is so dirty. People, like, there's no waste management program. So I was telling myself, I have youth in my area who are educated, right? So we can develop a certain way of living within our ward. So I will do this. The first amount of money I'm able to get first is to clean up my entire community. Clean it up, yani quest for clean. And then I put dustbins. And then now I employ people now within my ward, young people, casual jobs. Nyinyi kazi yenu ni kuensure hakuna takataka, na kuensure anybody takataka iko pale, ini shop yako takataka iko pale, hiyo ni fine. Unaandikiwa karatasi, unalipa fine. So if we can inculcate a culture, first of all, of cleanliness, then I use the manpower that I have in my ward to create that discipline, to enforce the discipline. I'll have killed 2 birds with 1 stone. We have a clean environment, so we are able to, like, food security and all, survival and just the general outlook of the ward, and I'll have given young people jobs. So they will be responsible for cleaning up, they will be responsible for enforcement, and they will be responsible for listening to the people on the ground. Because my role kama MCA, I'm the closest person in terms of devolved government to the people. So if they're listening to what the people are saying on my behalf, when they come to me, they're able to tell me, hey, Sophie, kuna mulika mwizi, uko chini imezima. Uko chini kuna mama alibebwa na maji kwa river. Kuna hii hosi haina hizi dawa. So we are able to solve those small problems. Eventually, we will even be attractive to donors because we can talk to foundations that probably are doing youth empowerment, or they're doing environment things. I'm able to lobby for funding, so I don't depend entirely on the county government funding, but I can get funding from outside that also benefits my community. I've also been thinking of, like, having a digital hub where like a building like this, but downstairs is like a library. Then the next floor is like a digital space. Place kama hiyo yote iko na computers na wifi. So it's on a first come first serve basis. Ukifika mapema unapata comp. You work the whole day, you make your money online, you go home. Facilitated by the county government. And then on top now, it's like a rooftop area where guys do all sorts of sports, skateboarding, tennis, table tennis, football, nini. Then you see, with such a place, you have a place where young people have a waste time. Because, for example, right now, the kids have closed school for 2 months. In Thika, we do not have a recreational facility that can keep our young people busy. So what are we risking? Pregnancies, we are risking drug abuse, we are risking kuja kurecruitiwa kukuwa Al-Shabaab, unaonyeshwa mbona unasoma na naweza kupeleka mahali ukuwe Al-Shabaab upatange pesa. Like, we are risking all those things just because we don't have one facility that can keep young people engaged. Mkuje hii floor hapa chini msome coding. If you're young people, you have a program where you pay like 50 shillings coding. Downstairs kwa library unalipa 20 shillings and you can spend the whole day in the library. Upstairs, come with your skateboard. Ukichoka kwa library, panda upstairs, skate, enda home. By the time the day is over, you have engaged in something that is so self-fulfilling. You don't even have time for drugs.
Gosh, you know, like sitting here listening to you, I'm like, yeah, I need to shift.
I have this figured out in my brain.
Yeah, because like I can see it,
Yeah.
I can see it, and right now I'm feeling like I should now take my bags and come to Thika, relocate to Thika,
But
because
then
this
you
is
see,
beautiful.
it's just about starting small. We don't necessarily have to do everything at
Sure,
once.
yeah.
We can structure this into small things. Within the first 2 years, I figure the environment thing and the digital, like the recreational space. Once I figure that out, then I can move to hospitals. Then I can move to schools. But me, I'm not promising the world that I go. Because then unajua kuna mtu aliambia hapo president wetu, una promise sana. Ulimsikia? Alimwambia you are just, alimwambia kazi yako ni promises na huku kwa ground you're making me look bad. Juu I'm attached to your promises and you're not fulfilling
Has
them.
it happened?
So I don't want to overpromise.
Yeah, but wow, those are such beautiful ideas.
Thank you.
And yeah.
And now, wait, let me add something.
Okay.
You see, the reason why we are working now together as aspirants, for example, see, let's say like Kibra. Kibra has 4 wards. So in my group, I have someone who wants to be the MP of Kibra.
Okay.
So if he can link with the 4 MCAs within the Kibra constituencies, then they merge their manifestos such that what the MCAs are doing on the ground kind of replicates to what the MP is doing, replicates to what the governor will support the MCAs to do. It will be easy for people to trust young leaders, not in this election, in the next election. Because if we work together, we are able to establish more change for our communities.
Sure.
So come the 4 MCAs do what they're supposed to do. The MP does what he's supposed to do. And then we go back to the ballot 2032, we'll be like, hey, we already have an example of what youthful leadership can do.
Yeah.
So the ripple effect will be more young people standing a chance at governance, more young ideas. So probably by the time it's 2037, we will have
a lot of
young
a
people.
lot of
Even
young people.
possible, the president, a young
Sure.
person. Yeah, we are gravitating towards having as many young people as possible within the county assemblies and the houses in the legislative arm of government. Because yes, I have my set of beliefs and my set of ideologies.
Yeah.
But if I'm alone believing in those things in the county assembly, then it's easy for me to be shushed, to be gagged, to be silenced. But if I go into the county assembly of Kiambu with 20 more young people from my movement, and we have the same belief, it's very easy to push the governor to be like, hey, we're 20 of us, we can easily impeach you. So it's for you to toe the line or we impeach you. So number 1 is to ensure that I'm not the only young person elected in that county assembly. Because if we had more youthful leaders in parliament right now, the impeachment motion would have gone through for the person in the highest office in the land. But now the excuse of the MPs is, I'm alone. If I put the MP, I'll be alone, you see. So number 1 is to rally for more young people. We get into that house together so that I'm not the only dissenting voice when it comes to when politics is being done the wrong way. Number 2 would be to be the same person I am now as I will be when I have power. Because right now, I'm vocal about injustices. I'm vocal about corruption. I'm vocal about, so I am willing to be the whistleblower. And that's why I'm telling you, it's easy for me because me, I've made peace with death. So if you want to kill me for speaking the truth, I've already made peace with it. So you can easily
cannot
kill
be
me even when I get
intimidated
there.
with that.
Yeah, you can't intimidate me with will get people to follow you. I will still whistleblow. Not that I can't. I am just saying, if at all this president just goes back and I happen to be in the county assembly, he will have a very hard time because me, I will radicalize people in that county assembly. If I go there on my own, I will make sure I radicalize all of them. Yani design, we can impeach the governor, we can, like, I will go with this same drive that I have. But I also think the one thing about me that, like, in the small moments that we have been here together, I think you have seen that I have this heart for, like, why are you suffering?
Actually, like that was a question like I had preserved for you. Basically, we are getting to end this conversation because I think you painted a picture of you that is not just about this seat. You have people's interest at heart. And I could see how your eyes turned when you saw that guy down there.
Yeah.
And what drives you? What makes you, bleed for people's interest? What makes you be interested and want to fight for people? Because, I mean, you could choose to be like any other person.
Yeah.
Mind your own business, get your own money, and, enjoy life.
I look at it from a point of, if we are very many advantaged people, it's easier for our community to grow and it's easier for everybody to be okay. You see, the sort of culture that Kenya has created is a very individualistic kind of culture where it's about me and my family and my children and my nephews and my nieces. If then they succeed, us we're okay. But that's a very scarce mindset. Abundance is, an abundant mindset believes that if you're more people who are economically okay, I can come to you and tell you, Maureen, give me 10K. There's a deal and I'm short of 10K. Give me, I'll pay you back. It's very easy for you to trust me because even me, I'm economically stable. But today, let's say you have 10K. I come and utanrudisha siku gani?
Sure.
I don't have the 10K. You have it, but you won't give it to me because you can't trust that I can do it. So I come from a point of, if we are all doing something and working towards abundance, then collectively, the sum total of our abundance as a nation is greater than when a select few monopolize things and they're rich on their own and everybody else is poor. The ripple effect is a dirty city, a city with very many homeless people, a poorly lit city. Converse, have a well-lit city, it's a 24-hour economy. You have more money to steal because you're thinking like a thief. If we are making more money, you have more money to steal. So you ensure we have more money so that you can steal more, if that is the brain that this current government has. But me, I'm like, I feel bad because you don't choose where you're born.
Sure.
You don't choose the situations that come to you. But if certain systems are put within your favor, you can be able to capture those opportunities to the point that you build yourself and you become something. I was talking to my friend. She's a Somali, but she's grown up in Mathare. And all her life, she has had the privilege of being schooled using scholarship. She was so brilliant in school. So akatoka Primo, akaenda Maryhill, akaenda JKUAT. Venye walitoka Maryhill, they were being paid for by an NGO, but they were moved from this NGO to another NGO because the other NGO is the one that pays for university. So every year, that NGO that pays university would take 100 students. Do you know what has happened now after the new university funding model? Because the university education has become so expensive, they can only take 30 students. So she was telling me, Sophie, had this university funding model be there when I was in school, wallahi singesoma uni. Because I would not have made the cutoff mark. Now it's reduced the number of students who can get the opportunity to be sponsored into schools. So you see, our policy making is deliberately disadvantaging us. She did not choose to be born there. But right now, she has a master's, courtesy of kusomeshwa na scholarship. She got married in to a high value person because her education exposed her to a high value person. Ukibaki Mathare, utaolewa na mtu wa Mathare. Nisipo empower Mathare itoke kukua slum, tutabaki hapo, I'm 23 years old and I have 5 children in Mathare. But if I can make Mathare to be better, that utatoka hiyo Mathare, uende place ingine, you're more exposed, you see. So for me, I come from a school of sort of more service delivery to the people, more opportunities, more likelihood for our country to grow. And I think that's where my heart really is. But right now, my biggest driving force, kabisa, is my kids. Because I can't imagine them growing up to find this sort of struggle. We're not supposed to be talking about education and hospitals and proper roads and proper lighting. We're supposed to be talking, a 6-year-old should be learning how to code, how to make a phone, how to assemble a car. How is a 6-year-old in Kenya supposed to compete with a 6-year-old in Japan? How? Do they even have the competitive advantage?
Totally different worlds.
You will forever be disadvantaged. But it's not because you did not have the willpower, but opportunities were not brought to you.
Oof. That is so sad when you think about it.
If you put a serious
there's
step to it,
hope.
it's very sad.
I think there's hope, especially when you're having people like you coming up, and I think there's hope.
I hope so.
There's hope.
Yeah.
Now, how do you propose to rebuild faith in the electoral and civil service processes, ensuring that young people see their civic voice as a tool for change and not just a cry of frustration?
First of all, it's understanding that nobody is coming to save us.
Okay.
Yes, we believe in God, but God hatatoka huko heaven kukuja hapa chini kutuwekea president. It is your vote that determines who gets into power.
Okay.
Had we not come out in large numbers, for example, as people in the Mount Kenya region, to give Ruto the votes, would he be president today? No. Had we come out in the same large numbers to give Right Honorable Prime Minister Raila Odinga, then I see who would be the one who would be president. So it is your vote that gives these people
Power.
Exactly. Number 2 would be young people are coming out. We are putting ourselves literally in the line of danger. Me being a human rights defender means I could lose, like, there's a spoken word artist, his name is Willie Oeba. He says literally right now, a young person is 1 bullet away from becoming a statistic. That is me, a human rights defender. I'm 1 bullet away from dying. So young people and the citizens of Kenya seeing us willing to risk our lives for a better nation should be a motivating factor for, hey, there could be something here, right? But how do we build the faith? We have to be the eternal vigilantes. Right now, before the elections, it's to keep the government in check.
Okay.
You are bringing about punitive bills. We will come out on the street in large numbers and protest. You are abducting young people. We will not keep quiet. We will talk about them online and offline. You want to IBC has been given money to go around doing civic education and they're not doing it. Us young people will come out and we will do civic education to the citizens ourselves. And more so is to guard our votes. Don't just wake up, go vote, then you go home. Sit there, watch them, count them. Because if they see that there is somebody who's actually checking out what they're doing, it's very hard for them to sleep. One more thing that we want to do as young people is deliberately to have a parallel tallying center where we have, I told you, it's working backwards. Okay. Have mobilized on the ground, literally the grassroots, the rural areas, have your pointsmen there. So in every polling station, na ukumbuke, walipass law wakasema hadi gari, lori, inaweza kuwa polling station, toilet inaweza kuwa polling station. So in all those polling stations that they want to even be ghost polling stations, we will have people there. So when form 34 inatolewa, kuna tallying center inatumwa, wakitali tunatali, so that the moment the numbers have a disparity, we know this is where you stole from this constituency going like this, hizi ndio mliiba. So hata tukienda contest the elections kwa court, tunasema kutoka hii point, easy constituencies, fungueni hizo boxes tuhesabu, because we know that's where the stealing came from. So we are deliberate about ensuring that the electoral process will be free and fair. What I'm wondering is, can we actually bring electoral reforms that will probably allow us maybe to use social media within the polling stations. Because if we can go live on TikTok the entire time, then stealing will be on a minimum.
So like you're live on TikTok from people when they're voting until they're tallying?
Until the tallying, until the final submission. But now you see that is not provided for in the Elections Act of 2011 right now. So how can we get people in parliament to pass such laws that allow? Lakini Kenya wao wanafanya ni kusema kwanza they have a right of kuzima TV na live coverage hiyo siku. Musione venye elections zinachaliwa. You see, like there is every reason for young people to not believe, for the citizens to not believe in the electoral process. But what I am really hoping is that our condition, like we are pushed to the wall so much that voting is our only hope. And it has been done. Countries right now, this year, Malawi, one term. Huyo wa Cameroon, he has actually declared themselves the winner. Lakini watu wako nje kwa barabara wako like, wewe hatukutaki, you're not our choice. So there are very many measures that we can use to ensure that our elections are free and fair, and people can actually have some form of faith in our governance. But right now, it's on the outside keeping the government in check. So that mimi nikienda Thika niambe watu, hey, nataka kwa MCA, watako like, kai, aka kasichana, kamekuwa kakijitolea, wacha tutuamke, tukavote. Nakwambia mimi, very many people naenda nikiambia watu nataka kwa MCA, wanasema, kama ni wewe, nitaamka ni vote. Juu ile kazi unafanya, mimi siwezi fanya. So if you can have more young people putting themselves out here in the line of danger, being controversial, going against the government because we are our own opposition right now, then we stand a better chance of building the faith that actually the electoral process can actually work.
Well, I want to sit here and, just hear you speak. Wow. But any last words?
My last words, of course, will be Ruto must go. And it is not Ruto alone. It is the entire regime. Like, every single one of them has failed us. Every single one of them has contributed to this bad governance. And we are not short of good leaders. But bad leaders are elected when good citizens fail to show up and participate in the electoral process. So come out, register as a voter, actually vote, because, and of course, if you're from Thika, vote for me. I want to be your MCA.
It's Thika ward?
Thika Township ward.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Good luck.
Thank you so much.
It's really like, I'm really, really loving what I'm hearing.
Yeah.
I'm really inspired. And right now, I just want to challenge, those that want to vie for elective seats. Man, changamkeni, there are people out here who are out, they're doing themselves. So congratulations. Thank you. My prayers is, from what was spoken, to God's ears, askia.
Amen.
So that has been our time. Thank you so much for watching. Till next time, bye-bye.